So today we're going for something a little bit different, less politics, sociology, larky, if you might say that word. We're going to go a bit personal, but not super personal. As you can see, I haven't cut my hair in a minute. I've cut my beard a few times. You can see there's like a visible shape up kind of going on. I'm getting better at those. But yeah, I left London 26th of June. I got a haircut, I think, on the 23rd of June. It's the 29th of September, so it's been 3 months. Normally, I get a haircut about every 10 weeks. The longest I've ever gone without one, I think, was 5 months during uni. Because, don't cheat on your barber, simply put. And it got to so here, we're at a decent length. If the camera can pick that up, if the camera can pick that up, that is. So I got to about double that, where I could just about plait the front. If I show you the comb I'm working with, you understand why this can't continue, and we're gonna do something about it. Let me show you the comb. This is the comb. This is the comb I've been working with. This is painful. Look. I mean, if it catches on my beard hair, doing this. Look at this. So yeah, I went on Taobao and bought some hair clippers. They came pretty fast. Ordered them to the school. It's like an obvious address. How quick did they come? I ordered them Wednesday, and they were definitely in the school by Friday morning. So that's pretty nice. It's over here. Chigo hair clipper. It's a professional hair clipper. This is the actual box. I got a blue one because blue's a pretty color. It's non-threatening. Unlike this beard, unlike this hair to my comb. I mean, this comb is very much threatened by my hair right now because I was unprepared and brought literally just this comb. So yeah, don't cheat on your barber, when there's rice at home. It looks pretty cute. First time I've opened this. I'm gonna just show you the key stuff. One thing about China, packaging is nonsense. It's cool, but look at this. Look at this. They've got these little things. Looks pretty cool. Ooh. Listen to that. Buzz. It's got little settings for the power. If you can see that, if it focuses, will it focus? Nope. So, see, I can really just do a little. I'll show you quickly. See? Yeah. So it works. I've got a bunch of hair now all over my desk. As you can see, it's quite hairy now. So yeah, we're gonna give ourselves a trim. Here it is. I think it's important not to present it overly glamorous. So here's the stand. Here's the box. This is my room. Take it as it is. You know what I mean? Deal with it. I don't know what the stuff is. I'm not a barber, but here we have a range of combs. There's a bunch of hair, as you can see. This is the charging dock. It's charged by USB. So plug it into any of your plugs, like the one I have over here. Got a bit of that liquid. It's important. It's important stuff. What's on the other side? Just combs and that. So let's do it. Hi again. We're back here. I'm gonna have to comb my hair using this comb. It's a struggle. Just getting every little knot out. So this is a better idea of what my hair looks like. See the height. Yeah. guess we're just gonna do it. I don't know. You can see my scalp and my hair isn't healthy, dry as fuck. But yeah. Okay, we're gonna start with what I know. We're gonna start with what I know, and we're just gonna do the beard first. Yeah. Hey there, it's Star from the future. Obviously going through these videos that I recorded of me just getting a trim, it makes one think about, isolationism and the outsider, the common immigrant, you could say, and how, from the very top all the way through the bottom, there's often little provisions for the outsider, because naturally, it's hard to predict those who you are not in regular contact with. But also there's this idea of,
so you can see there's already a difference.
especially when it comes to isolationism, it's even harder to get even any insight, when you have less tourists and less stuff like that. So even from a pure tourist point of view, what can you really do apart from what's maybe the most prevalent part or features of the rest of the world, as we see with, say, the prevalence of American media, even here in China, for example. It's all quite interesting, I guess.
It's kind of smooth.
So you can see the beard difference. It's not horrible, but you can see it's pretty messy over there compared to over here. So we're gonna clean that up real quick. I mean, luckily my kids can't say your trim is dead yet. They can't say that yet. They're normally like 5, 6, 7. So, yeah. Yeah. But we're gonna go on to the main event now. I think that creates the big problem, because the chasm that develops between this image of the Laowai, as you'd say in China, the foreigner, and just the normal person is widened even further. So there comes the surprise of, oh, you're normal. But then also, like, what are you like? Can I even get a true grasp of you?
You might have noticed I've left this side a bit overdone, my left side. Cause I'm shook. I'm shook. I'm shook. I'm shook. I'm shook.
So sadly, there's not really much more to grasp on other than those stereotypes.
I think we're low on power. We're low on power. Look, our power. Well, this is fucking awkward.
It's not trash. It's not trash. Let's see how the back looks. I mean, it's not the worst thing ever. It's not the worst thing ever. It's not the worst thing ever. I could almost go outside wearing 2 hats, of course. But yeah. I'll charge this and I'll come back in a minute. So let's go.
I've also changed it to a 3mm because before it was a 6mm, which is why I can't go lower than this. So we're gonna go even lower, further beyond.
But yeah, back to the issue of provisions and, kind of the focus of this video, the fact that because of the nature of the isolationism, the amount of diverse culture that are available to, provide this natural consideration for people like themselves is low. Therefore, phenomena such as me having to give myself a trim occur, which is fun in its own way, but also hard in its other ways.
Yeah, there's a real struggle with the left-hand side. You can see there's a real struggle with the left-hand side because
Me being a right-hander and my left hand is for playing guitar in League of Legends. So there's a bit of a weirdness, but as you can see, it looks competent. We're gonna keep going and see where it goes. So moving on to maybe more serious issues of, does the Chinese government know the extent of like racial issues, for example, or other issues that would affect foreigners? Do they care enough, or are they all about productivity or the image to the world? And what point do these issues become bad for business, perhaps?
Um, do we go for a shape up? Do we attempt a shape up? I mean, this is actually acceptable. You know, I'll show you the back. This is actually acceptable. I can walk out the house like this once I wash off all the hair. Um, do I attempt a shape up? Fuck it. Let's do it.
Then again, like any head of state, they can just point that as an issue that's maybe, you know, a small one amongst people, like the traffic issues. Like one time I saw 2 crash scenes on one bus ride home, and we can just say, oh, that was just these reckless individuals, and not really taking responsibility for certain things. In the same way, you can act as if any issue isn't truly a problem for the state and more problem for the people, and give them all the responsibility while taking all the benefits.
certain angles, certain angles is a vibe. Other angles is like. So let's just hold certain poses and we're good. Okie dokie.
Which of course is easy, you know, when there's the Olympics on, just like in London, you know, just act like everything's fine, of course, you know, just forget the homeless people, for example.
I'm now past the point of no return. So
So if it's any positive, you could at least say this lack of provision for certain citizens isn't just for foreigners.
might have just done irreparable damage to my hairline, but it's not the worst thing ever. As you can see, power's gone out on the charger again, so I just need to get the thing back up. Yeah, see? Yikes. The facial stuff is alright. Just need to see what I've done.
Now, while obviously homelessness is quite a lot more universal than, say, a young black male in China, or I don't know, let's say Native Americans in their own native soil, you know, being amongst what we call mainstream society, there's obviously still that joint issue in a sense of relatability, and the fact that a lot of people in legislative positions aren't really anywhere near that position of relatability, and therefore any legislation to protect these people will be quite a low priority compared to what seem like more pressing issues, especially in a country like, you know, most democratic countries that become quite obsessed with election votes. But I guess China doesn't really have that problem. It just has the other problem of, you know, we just don't have enough of a sample size, I guess, to even produce any meaningful discussion that would reach the highest points. Or maybe I'm mistaken, who knows?
Okay, we're just gonna put the 3mm back on and just go over it one more time.
Although I have got this kind of vibe of quite benign neglect in some senses, as long as you don't commit any crimes or say anything too edgy about the government. So maybe it's more of a neutral disregard rather than a negative disregard that occurs maybe in other more clearly diverse countries.
That's gonna have to do it. Everything else we'll just go with the Lord. I'm gonna go have a shower and hope this all works out a little bit better on the other side, to be honest.
I'm not sure if the darkness is a good thing or a bad thing, but from about a meter away, it doesn't look too bad. But once you go about 60 centimeters or closer, nah. Beard stuff is good, but you know, you can see already that some issues will arise once you get about this close. So my camera is about 30 centimeters away from me. You can see the issues arise. I can walk out the house with this. I mean, you know. But this might be a thing. And I guess this might serve as a source of inspiration for those who are willing to walk their own path and take risks and whatnot, you know. And all you need is 65 Kwai. Or just reckless abandon for self-image. Once we destroy this, we can rebuild ourselves with better hairlines. Yeah. Either way, thank you for indulging in my silliness, and see you next time.
So woke up and I thought let's fix it. I couldn't leave the house like that. It couldn't run. It couldn't happen. It couldn't happen. So here we are. It's actually serviceable. I went like pretty high fade, so this is like a one. This is like a zero. You can hear the skin. You can hear that. So I mean, I'm going Beijing in a few days. I'm not bothered to wake up and comb my hair, so this is convenient.